It's that time of year. We get the age-old question, should I keep throwing or shut it down? We did a study in 2017 where our analytics coordinator went to the Major League Baseball injured list, and we wanted to know what months do pro play pitchers appear on the DL. Back then it was called the DL, more frequently, and it was clearly March and April by far, and it wasn't the end of the year, okay? If overuse was the problem, then injuries would be happening at September, October, but instead it was happening early on. And I think it's just this long shutdown allows us the tissue to become disorganized, and the ramp up is too steep. And so what we advocate is maybe not a complete shutdown, but a modified shutdown. And it really depends on the person. If you're a dude who's ahead of your competitive peer group in ability and velocity, command, secondary stuff, you're not having any arm pain, and you threw a lot of innings in the prior season, then maybe first of all take a psychological break, of course, but then maybe shut down, but go into what we call our incubation period, where we get our players in the sock 3 days a week, and we throw in the training sock. Represents a little more than maybe half the stress of a regular throw without actually stressing the tissue, organizing, giving it that physical input to teach the muscles how to, or to teach the tissue how to align properly. And so what we do is then we look out when you have to be hot for the next season, and we back it up about 12 to 16 weeks, and then we start ramping up gradually before we start really pushing the envelope. On the other hand, if you're a guy who isn't ahead of your competitive peer group and you're behind, then you need to spend this shutdown period really catching up. There's no other time for you to do it. It's likely that you didn't throw a lot of innings already because you weren't ahead of your competitive peer group. So if you need to gain velocity, command, improve your secondary stuff, or eliminate your arm pain, then stopping throwing is not the answer. We gotta continue to go. Now, of course, you do it reasonably. When we push our athletes, we really only let them push hard once a week, and that includes a game. So we want to have sort of an individualized approach to this shutdown thing. It's not universal. Everybody should stop throwing for 3 months, but it's also not that you just throw hard for the entire season. So shut it down, keep throwing. Maybe there's a hybrid, but the key is you got to individualize it on a player-by-player basis.